If you're looking to purchase a home here in the near future, here's some tips that you should be aware of that'll make the process a little bit more smooth and hopefully save you some headaches down the road. So tip number one is always go get pre-approved before you physically start looking for property. This is very important because it'll help you understand how much home you can actually comfortably afford. Another reason why you want to get pre-approved as a first step is because it does show the seller that you're a serious buyer. You will need your pre-approval letter when you go to submit that offer, so just keep that in mind. It does help streamline the process a little bit as well too, so when you do find that home that you're ready to write that offer on, you already have everything ready to go and you don't have to play catch up trying to get your pre-approval last minute. So tip number two is research the neighborhood. This is really important to understand what the neighborhood is like in different times of the day. So in the afternoon, I always recommend my clients to also come by in the evening to understand how it feels at nighttime, because sometimes neighborhoods can feel completely different depending on the time of day or even based on if it's a weekday or weekend. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. A few other factors that you might want to consider is your proximity to work. How long is it going to take you to drive into your place of work? What do the local schools look like? What are their ratings? What are the boundary lines for those schools? Those are some things that you want to confirm prior to writing your offer. Another important one is the crime rate. So there's different websites and resources that you can use in order to get a pulse on what that feels like. Lastly, you also want to understand, are there any future developments coming to the neighborhood? Because if you invest in the correct neighborhood, it can definitely help boost your equity over the years of your ownership. So tip number three is to always budget for more than just your down payment. There's always going to be associated costs when purchasing a home, whether that be county transfer tax, city transfer tax, inspections if the seller hasn't provided them up front for you. So these are some of the items that you need to budget for and make sure you have money set aside in order to pay them. Usually what I see in Santa Clara County, your closing costs can range, but on average, they're anywhere from about 1 to 2% of your total purchase price. So make sure you have that set aside plus your down payment. So tip number four in the buying process is to hire a trusted real estate agent. The buying process in general can be complicated at times, especially with the new laws that just came into effect regarding buyer's agents' compensation. So you want to make sure that you hire an experienced agent that's knowledgeable with the process, that can walk you down a guided path to make sure your transaction and your purchase is a successful one. And tip number five is don't rush into any decision. I know this might be hard, especially here in my local market. Homes tend to fly off the shelves, especially if they're very sought after in great neighborhoods. But still, you definitely want to try to take your time. My advice to that is just have everything ready to go, so when you do find that property that you like, all you have to do is your due diligence ahead of time, check off everything that you're concerned about, and make sure you're ready to move if you do come across that property. So I hope these 5 tips make your home buying process and journey that much more easy. I know it can be overwhelming at times, but just stick with it. You got this. And if you need any guidance, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Always here and always looking to be a resource for you. Until next time, have a good one.